you got to conduct market research. You got to conduct market research. You got to research your target market. Know what they need. You got to know their pain points. Basically, you got to fill the hole that needs to be filled. If it's a square hole, you need to be coming up with a square invention to fill that hole, right? And that's why the market research is key, right? Because, I mean, why would you come out with a product where somebody else done already came out with it and is doing successful with it? Yeah, you can come out with a better product, but you fighting the uphill battle. When you could have put your energy and resources in coming out with a new product and you in your own lane with less competition. That's where the market research come into, right? Next thing, you got to develop a business plan. Because if you want to get funding for your business and you don't have a business plan, you ain't going to get no funding. First off, don't anticipate getting a loan from the SBA. Getting a small business loan for a starter loan for a business, forget about it. Forget about it. I find it funny that the government will give us all this money in the world to go to school, go into college and everything, but won't give us money to start a business. Well, you know why though, right? You know why they do that. Because they're not making no money off of you as a business owner. You got the best tax advantages out here. I pay less taxes than I do. I pay less taxes now than I did when I was an employee, making way less. Way less. See, here's why, right? When you're a business owner, when you're a business, you got expenses. Stuff to keep stuff going. Just like you got expenses when you work for somebody. But as a business owner, when I put gas in my company vehicle, when I pay the utilities, when I pay the cell phone, when I pay the water bill and all that stuff like that, that's wrote off. So if I made $100,000 and I spent $30,000 of it on utilities, car payments, expenses, and stuff like that, I only got $70,000 left over, and I'm paying taxes on the $70,000 versus the $100,000. Now, if I was a $100,000 employee, I'm getting taxed. First off, I'm getting taxed at the highest level that I could possibly be. Like if you're making over $100K, you got one more tax increase before you're at the highest tax level. Before you're at the highest tax level, you got one more tax increase. Come on, man. They're already taking 35 to 50% of your money, depending on where you stay. It's not set up for you to work for somebody. I want to stress this to you. It is not set up for you to work for somebody. Well, Dee Jerett, I make $250,000 a year. It's gold handcuffs. Gold handcuffs, right? I used to sell for a real big cable company, right? Door to door. Made tons of money. Made a lot of freaking money, right? What happened with this is nothing about sales, right? With sales, you make so much money, you make everybody else uncomfortable. With sales, you make so much money, you make everybody else uncomfortable. Well, what do you mean by that, Dee Jerett? Can you imagine you a sales rep, you making about $150,000, $160,000 a year, and then the department head who's been at the company for 20-something years isn't making that, and you're working less, and you're making more than him? Can you see the resentment coming? Oh, yeah. I've seen a whole department get gutted because of that. A guy was like, man, I've been here 20 years. I don't even make that much. And we're talking sales dudes making 130. Like, first off, to work there, you guaranteed it. If you was hitting your quota, you guarantee making 130, right? Door to door selling cable. Who'd have thunk? But you guarantee making 130, right? I mean, there was guys making 340, 350, 380. 380, right? Imagine that. 4 hours a day, $380,000 a year. Oh, that sound good. That sound real good, right? Oh, man. Hell, I might even return to the workforce for that, right? But let me tell you, right? These companies don't care about you. They don't care about you. What happened was this guy came in here, seeing how much the department was making, how much more they was making than him, gutted the whole department. Gutted. So now you got these guys making $380,000 a year, 4 hours a day. How do you replace that? How do you replace that? They just took it from you out of thin air. That's why I say these companies don't care about you. Start your own business. You're going to care about yourself more than somebody else will. All right. So now we done developed a business plan, right? You got to create a detailed business plan outlining your business ideas, target market, products or services, marketing and sales strategies, operational plan, and financial projections. A well thought out business plan will serve as a roadmap for your business and help you secure financial needs. You have to have a good business plan. Don't rely on getting your funding from the SBA. A good business plan, you send it to a good venture capitalist. If you have a solid idea, you get that business plan in front of a venture capitalist, you got your funding. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Choose a business structure. This one's important. I'm going to say it again. Choose a business structure. Well, Dee Jerett, what is that? Yeah, okay, I want to start a business. Let's say my name is Willie. Willie wants to start a lawn care business. So Willie goes out and buys a bunch of lawnmowers and trailers and a truck for his business. Willie pays cash for it, everything. Willie doesn't start a business though. Willie's just cutting grass. He's just operating on Willie time, right? Get your mind out the gutter, y'all. So one day Willie's cutting grass. Willie's smart though. Don't get me wrong. Willie didn't pay cash for his house. He don't have no mortgage. He didn't pay cash for his cars. So now Willie just want to go out here and make some extra money. So he buys everything. He's cutting grass and stuff. He doesn't start a business or anything. He's just cutting grass, right? Well, one day Willie runs over a rock. A rock goes through the window and hits a little kid in the eye. Put the kid's eye out, right? Willie's not protected. Willie's out here doing business as a sole proprietor. Now Billy's open to liability. Now the little kid's mom is furious. Like, what are you going to do to fix this? And Willie's like, I don't know. I can give you some money. But the boy's mom's not satisfied with this. She says, look at him. His eye is gone. He's harmed. He's permanently disfigured. So what happens? She hires a lawyer. She goes after Willie. The little boy's mama sees that Willie owns a car. He owns a house. No mortgage payment or none of that. And the little lawyer's like, he's licking his lips. Willie about to lose his house. If Willie gonna lose his house if Willie don't file bankruptcy. And some legal lawsuits aren't non-dischargeable, so they could take Willie's house because he didn't set up the right business structure, right? So now you're like, well, Dee Jerett, how do I stop that from happening to me? You have to set up yourself as a corporate structure. Now, most people tend to set up in the state that they live in, which is fine. But did you know there are some states that you can set your corporate structure up and nobody knows who owns that corporate structure? Places like Delaware. Delaware is more popular now. It used to be Nevada. Think about it. Nevada was the home of the casino back in the day. Who ran the casino? Who was the people that started all the casinos in the desert? The mob. Well, the mob was like, hey, we want to start these businesses to clean our money, but we don't want to put our names on it because why would we do that? So what they did was started S corporations in Nevada. Nevada, you didn't even have to put down who the owner was. So you have a whole company that's ran anonymously, effectively, right? But then they made some changes now to where, you have to identify yourself in Nevada. So Delaware is still a state where you don't have to put yourself down as the owner. And there's services that you could use that will actually help you set up your Delaware business. So most most secure business you can have, because it's hard. Once somebody sees a C Corp from Delaware and an old Nevada Corp and they're a lawyer, they're going to tell you kick rocks. Because the lawyer going to know it's going to be really hard, one, to find who owned the business, and two, to even sue the business, right? You got to protect yourself through a corporate structure. That's why it's huge. Do not run your business as a sole proprietor. Something can happen and they can take everything from you, right? So, with that one, we're going to move on to the next one. Number 5. Number 5, you got to register your business. You have to register your business, right? Well, Dee Jerett, how do I do that? How do I do that? You got to go to your state. I live in Michigan, and the place here is called Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, a.k.a. LARA. Look up on the internet and see whatever your state is called. But you have to register your business. You have to register your business. And usually when you start your corporation, when you file it in that state, that's part of the first step. Then you got to sign up for business in your state. So you got to get your permits and licensing in your state. So you set that up and get all your licenses and operations that you need to get going. Now, next, what you have to do. Once you did all of this, you did all the legwork. This is the pregame, right? This is the pregame. Now, here's the real meat of the topic. This is the real important stuff. So make sure y'all lock in, right? You got to set up your finances, right? If you're going to be billing people, if you're going to be submitting invoices and you want to accept credit card company, you got to have a credit card processor. Hell, I suggest getting a CRM, a customer relationship management tool. It's huge. I use it. Like, it's night and day. It makes your business operate more professionally. I use a service called HoneyBook. I process my payments through HoneyBook. I send my contracts through HoneyBook. HoneyBook keeps me, it has a calendar. Like, HoneyBook is the shit. You know what I'm saying? You can get instant payments. Their fees are pretty reasonable. And, you know, it's a real polished look to when you send your package to the client. Because if you send in an invoice, let's say you out here competing for a job, a build or something, right? Let's say you own a home improvement business like I do. And let's say you competing for a job. If I send you my quote through my CRM, it's going to look way better than you showing up with a piece of paper or you just writing the prices down in the email and firing it off, right? Nah, don't do that. Get you a CRM. I'm going to make sure I link it down in there in the description. It's called HoneyBook. And matter of fact, for all of the people that click that link, you get 25% off your first month. But I'm telling you, use it. And what I like about it too is that the money come right away. It's just like Cash App. You know what I'm saying? When somebody pay with the credit card, boop, it's in my account right there. You got to set up your finances, right? Next, after that, you got your CRM. You got to have you a business bank account. You got to have you a business bank account. Don't merge your accounts. Don't run your business off of your personal account. Do not do it. It's too messy. So, you set up your business checking account. You set up your business savings account, right? Boom. Now, in order to set these things up, you have already had to do the first steps that we covered already. You've already had to set up your corporate structure. You've already got your licensing and permits to operate in the state that you reside in. And you just set up your business plan and all that. So you take your license and your permits to the bank and your I forgot the setting up, right? So you have to do what's called, you got to set up your DUNS and Bradstreet number, and you got to apply for an EIN. These two things are like your business social security numbers. They're both free. If somebody's trying to charge you to get your DUNS, don't do it. Don't do it. Just go to DunandBradstreet.com and register for your Dun & Bradstreet number. It is your business social security number, just like your EIN. They serve two different purposes, but they're similar, right? So to get your EIN, you have to go to the IRS website. Go to the IRS website, search EIN registration, and then fill out the form, and you get your EIN right then and there. You get your EIN right then and there. That is your business social security card. The next one, you get your Dun & Bradstreet. That one's going to take a few days to get. Don't pay for it. They will try to sell you a service so you can get your Dun & Bradstreet right away. Don't pay for it. You don't have to. You get your DMB number right then and there. What that allows you to do is start getting business credit, right? And then now you could go open up a business bank account. Once you open up your business bank account, then you can start operating, paying people and paying stuff out of that account. So now that you have done all of this, right, you have to set up your finances. We covered the CRM, how to get paid, how to take credit card payments. Oh, and HoneyBook also, they can write checks and all that stuff. Like any way that they could pay through HoneyBook. We set up, you got to set you up a website. Set you up a website. I can't tell you how many business owners don't have a website. It is a key differentiator. I use GoDaddy. Real simple. They have templates. It's not complicated at all. A lot of it's drag and click. Drag and click. Put all your info in there. Drag and click. If you can set up a social media page, you can set up a business website. It's not hard. I'm going to make sure the links to all of this stuff are in the description, all right? But you set up a business account. You set up your finances. Now, next thing you got to do, you got to start getting your name out there. You got to start building your brand. You know, everything is about branding. And like I said, you know, having a good website, that's about branding. Like let's go back, okay? Let's say you're in a catering business and you see somebody, hey, I'm looking for a caterer. And you're like, oh, I'm a caterer, but you don't have a website. You sitting up here, you trying to show them, hey, look at all these cakes I did on my phone. Look at this, right? It's not winning. It's not winning at all, right? So you start your website, and then you can be like, hey, I'm a caterer. Go check out some of the events I did in the past. It's all on my website, such.com. They pull it up, and boom. Oh, man. And I could book through there. I'm booking. You just saved two things. Now they done book their next event straight through your website. And then once they book through your website, as soon as they book, HoneyBook gonna send them the notification that they gotta pay the deposit. So you can tie them two things together, right? So you gotta have your website, like, cause let me tell you something. If you're going out to get a gig and you're up against somebody with a website, and you don't have a website, but your food is better than theirs, guess who's still getting the job? 9 times out of 10, the person with the website. Unless you done cater for that person before and they had your food, it's a wrap. Because they're like, oh man, they shit is polished and professional. You know, I can't tell you how many bids I done won out over people because they don't even have a website. Come on, man. How you not have a website and you running a business? It's like $10-15 a month. It's free if you don't even have a domain name. But I suggest you get your own domain name. All right. Now, let me cover something with branding too, right? I'm going to give y'all some caveats. So if you stay in an area and you're starting a business, why not put the area and the business in your name, right? Why not put your business and your area name in your company name? So when somebody Googles it, they can easily find you. Like tri-state area accountants. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody puts Google's tri-state area accountant, your business comes up. Or Sacramento Plumbers Inc. If I'm in Sacramento and I'm looking for a plumber, plumbers in Sacramento, guess who business gonna come up? These are free ways to get you to start ranking higher on the search engine without even having to buy advertising. Well, I'm dropping some gems on y'all. Hey, if you find anything that I said this evening, if I gave you a spark of encouragement or an idea that you feel that you could pursue, come on, man. Hit the like for me. Share this. Subscribe. That's all I ask. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for no money. I'm not asking for none of that. I'm just asking for y'all to show me some love like I'm showing y'all some love. You feel me? All right. Let's move on, right? Market your business. Well, Dee Jerett, how do I market my business? I don't have no money. Well, I'm going to give you ways to market your business with and without money, all right? So if you're just starting out and You need clientele. Let's say you're a wedding photographer, right? Well, I don't know how to market my business. Well, this is what you do. If you're a wedding photographer, why aren't you in Facebook groups? Why aren't you in registry groups? Why aren't you going to bridal shows? Like, these things all take $0. And you can get clientele really, really easy. Like, I do home improvement. I get a lot of my business out of Facebook groups. I don't pay for advertising. The reason why I don't pay for advertising, I don't even have the staff to keep up with it. I'm barely keeping up with the workload I got now. Yeah, so it's like, why aren't you doing these things? You have to really, really set your business apart. You got to make yourself the differentiator. You know what I'm saying? You make yourself the best problem solver, you ain't going to be able to count the amount of money that you're going to be bringing in. Do you feel me? Do you feel me, right? So back to marketing the business. You need to be in Facebook groups. You need to be on Instagram. You need to be making videos on YouTube about what you do. Like, it's so many places you can get the stuff out in the mud, right? Yeah, I got this thing called a dot. It's a wristband. I don't have it on because I'm not working. But when I'm at work, I have my dot band on. It's a cool invention, don't get me wrong. But they can definitely improve on some of the designs now, right? But the thing about the dot is so cold, right? It's a band. And when I'm out at work and somebody wants my website and my contact information, all I do is I get my phone, tap my bracelet. My bracelet gonna pull up all my website, my phone numbers, all of that shit. It's called a dot. They got them in the cards and the bracelet. I don't carry business cards no more. Business cards is 1980s technology. You know, that's it. All business cards do, you give them to somebody and they throw them away. Like, I've given out thousands of business cards in my professional career and maybe have gotten enough calls off of one that I can count on one hand. So if you make it easy for your number and your contact information to get in their phone, like with the dot, it's a higher probability that they will call you back, right? So now we've been marketing our business. We in Facebook groups. We on social media. We've been telling our friends and stuff that, like, hey, you know, we got a business. Come support me. It's time to launch the business, right? As a business owner, you need to be building your list. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. As a business owner, you need to be building your list. Your list is your future customers. Your list are your clients, right? Well, how do I build a list? Every time you do a deal with somebody, get the email address. Every time I send an invoice to somebody, I have to have their email address. That's another thing I like about HoneyBook. You have to have their email address. And you can send out batch emails, right? Batch emails is the emails to everybody in your list, right? But you build your list. Once you build your list, when it gets slow, you can actually go back to the people in your list and market to them and get more money. More money, your list is your money, right? Build your list. And like I said, have a website. Now, not only with the website, you have to search engine optimize your website. That's why I was telling you, make sure your name and your location is in your business name so people can find you as a new business. Like, all right, they used to do this back in the day, right? You ever go around and wonder why there was so many ABC companies and shit, like ABC Warehouse, ABC Sign Code, ABC this, that, and the other? Well, back in the day, they used to have a thing called the yellow pages and the white pages, right? And the only way for your business to be at the top is if you had ABC or a number in front of your name. That was their little hack to get to the top. That's today's equivalent of search engine optimization. So on your website, you have to have keywords in your website. What keywords are words that pop out? So when somebody's on Google, let's say they're searching for guys who install specialty toilets, right? Well, if you have, our company has been installing specialty toilets for the last 20 years on it, your website will pop up for when they search people that install specialty toilets because you have that on your website. So you have to plant these words in your website so you can populate in Google. Man, I'm giving y'all some gems. All right? I'm giving y'all some gems. So once you do that, You can even do advertising, right? So if you live in an area, this is another gem. I'm dropping all of my gems on you. I should be charging y'all for this. I swear I should. But if you live in an area where you have Xfinity services, they're the largest cable provider in the country. If you live in an area, you can market to what's called, you can go to their Spotlight. Their Comcast Spotlight is advertising sales. If you're local and you want to be on ESPN, or you want to be on the Discovery Channel, or you want to be on TNT or something like that during the games, you go to Comcast Spotlight, you buy that ad space. I guarantee you it's going to be way cheaper than going to the network. I'm talking ton cheaper. So you buy that spot through Comcast Spotlight and you run your spot. It's going to be cheaper to advertise through Comcast Spotlight than it will be through Facebook, through Google. If you have $1,000, you can get a decent ad spot that'll run a few times during the day on a good network. Versus if you spent $1,000 on Facebook, Facebook has gotten so expensive with their advertising, it's just ridiculous. So unless you have a really high margin product, I wouldn't even waste my time advertising on Facebook, because they didn't price out everybody. Like, I used to sell t-shirts back in the day, and I used to make all of my money just advertising on Facebook. But they started raising the prices so much that it was like taking all the pros away. So I'm like, man, it's not even worth it no more, right? So now we done launched our business, and the last step is to continuously innovate and adapt. You got to stay agile and responsive to the market changes and customer feedback. Continuously innovate your products or services, improve your processes, and explore new opportunities for growth and expansion. You got to stay informed about industry trends and developments to remain competitive in the marketplace. Basically, you can't be like Kodak. Not black. I'm talking about Kodak. You remember back in the day, before we had these little things on our phones and stuff, we used to have these little disposable cameras and stuff. You take a picture like that, and then you got to wind it. That was Kodak. They was responsible for printing all of those films that came from those cameras. I worked for them. Like, it was crazy. Like, y'all thought them pictures was private. I seen all y'all stuff. Them little disposable cameras, it'd be about a good 50 to 100 people eyes that see those photos before they get to you. So they still out there. So if you still use them, just be careful. But yeah, what happened to Kodak? Kodak was one of the biggest camera film manufacturers out there, right? What happened to Kodak was this, and digital cameras. They couldn't keep up. They couldn't innovate. So they went belly up. Largest photo manufacturer in the world. Belly up because they didn't innovate. Like, if they had came out with a Kodak instant camera printer, they would have made a killing. But they was like, this is going to be here forever. Just like Blockbuster. Just like Best Buy about to be. Best Buy is trying to pivot because they're trying to go less brick and mortar and more online. You have to pivot. You have to stay competitive. You have to really take this personal. This is your business. Because, what are you doing it for, right? Hey, if you made it all the way to this point, I got to say I love you. Thank you for the love, man. Thank you for giving me your time. I hope I was able to impart some good information that could change your life and better your life for the best. And if it did, just go and let me know in the comment. I really appreciate that. And if you want to reach out, it's djerett@gmail.com. And with that, man, y'all have y'all a good week, man. Y'all take it easy.